Welcome back, fishing buddies. Today we're back in the Flop HQ, Flop Garage, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna be putting on all this stuff that has been staring at me for months now, it feels like. Got my lovely assistant, Turkey, over there. Don't mind her with her paraphernalia.
Barg.
She's gonna be monitoring me because I don't know what I'm really doing putting this on. Just so you know, if you came here looking for a tutorial on how to wire up a kayak, I don't know if this is it. This is just gonna be me trying to fumble my way through it. We also got the kayak registered today, guys. Woo! Big celebration. So we're gonna, the numbers don't, my actual stickers don't come until tomorrow, along with a motor mount. You won't notice though. I'm just gonna splice to today and tomorrow together. But yeah, let's go ahead without any more blabbering, put all this stuff on. Quick overview of what's gonna be going on the kayak, at least for right now, until I got the other stuff. We have a Nocqua, I believe this is the 10 amp battery. Yeah, 10 amp hour battery. We're gonna be putting that on. We have some of these through-hole wiring kits, just in case I mess something up or I need an extra. I ordered 2. This is gonna be our nav lights that I'm hopefully gonna put right here. And that is from Yak Power. We have a battery pigtail for the Nocqua battery, for the Yak Power, and then a USB Type-C from Yak Power as well. And then of course the brains of the Yak Power. This is a wired system. I don't know where I'm gonna put this yet. We're gonna figure that out together. But before we do any of that, I'm actually gonna put this RAM mount on to see if it's actually something that I want. I think it's 48 inches or something like that, so it's gonna be pretty big. So it might be too big, we'll find out. I have been using for the longest time a Yak Attack system, similar to the RAM mounts, but I have always used RAM mounts for everything else in life. And in my opinion, they seem a little bit more sturdy. I know Yak Attack just recently came out with very, very bulky double track screw-in type mounting systems that probably are just as sturdy as this, but I need something that I can really trust and I can maneuver on the fly, and so that's why I went with a RAM mount. This thing looks sweet too. That is pretty nifty. So it's got like right here you can tighten this and you get it pretty stout. Like that thing, it does wobble, but I mean look how much is actually hanging off. And then it still keeps it semi-loose so you can rotate this. That's pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like with this camera on. Sorry, Turk. We could bring the camera in close, show off the fish. Could have it out here. I could even probably adjust this to where it goes even further out. Show off netting the fish, releasing the fish. And then I can even go all the way over here. I could probably rotate it all the way to that side with the drive down. This is awesome. It's gonna be a game changer for you guys, the viewer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get on to the next mod. It's actually pretty hot out, guys. I'm gonna change into shorts real quick. Hey, much better. Let's see these chicken legs. All right, with that on, let's go ahead and I'm gonna start maybe charging this thing up. So in here we got some really nice packaging from Nocqua. I really like this. I don't know how to open it. Oh my gosh, it's got a magnet in it. Look at that, that is pretty cool. Very nice, Nocqua, very nice. Very clean looking stuff in here. Presentation. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the charger. Nice little battery. If you guys ever curious what's going on in there, it's just probably, yeah, just covered in waterproofing. Very nice, Nocqua. I like Nocqua stuff. I've been waiting for an excuse to use it. And the time has finally come. So, guys, I have been trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with where I'm gonna mount all this electronic stuff. Native offers a plate that you can put right here. It's actually not as expensive as that plate that I put on last week. So I was really tempted to actually do it, but I don't really want like my electronics dangling, and I don't want wires showing up right here. I'd rather it be kind of flush or hidden completely. So I don't really keep too much stuff up here that is like of any value. This is like right now been kind of currently like junk drawer status. So, forgot to get that out of here. So I think what we're gonna do instead, take all this junk out of here. But I think what I'm gonna do is this is replaceable. I can always buy another one of these. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to mount most of the electronics inside this. I don't know where yet. I'm not gonna bore you with that part, but I'm gonna probably mount it like, I don't know, on one of the sides or something. Then I'm gonna plumb it in over and out over here. All right, inside this box, obviously you get some directions, which we will read so we don't burn our kayak down. And then this power system, or the bank. So that cord is pretty short. So if I do indeed mount it here, I might have to come out right here with it, which is kind of a bummer. Because I did kind of want it. Well, I don't know. Give me a second to think this one through. All right, guys, after much deliberation, I have, I think, figured out where I'm gonna put this thing, at least for the time being. I looked at putting it here. It does not fit, it's too wide. Unless I wanna cut the kayak, which I don't wanna do. That's the whole reason why I bought this kayak with all these power plates, was that I don't ever wanna tarnish the integrity of the hull by putting a hole through it. I know many people do. They're totally fine with it. Not me. I don't want to do that. I bought the Titan. I bought the hammer, both because they have these really cool plates that you can just take out. If I mess up, this costs me, you know, either of these parts are pale in comparison to buying a new kayak. But I'm going to come out right here, bring this through, and it's going to sit basically at the front. It'll be quite literally the furthest point away from the kayak. So it'll be a bit of a pain in the butt to reach and toggle on and off. But I just don't really know where else I would put it. I think I'm just gonna stick with this for now. If I decide to change it, I mean, again, I could buy a new bucket and I'm good. I'm back to where I was before I started this video. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And then that'll be, I'll run the wire, all this wire, crazy amount of wire, up to just these little short runs to where our LED strips are gonna pop out. I haven't even checked. Oh yeah, those are gonna fit real nice up there. So that is what we're gonna do. It says to put this through a hole, you need like, I don't know, like a 2-inch, whatchamacallit? So I don't have one of those, and I'm not about to go to Home Depot. Psych! So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna rough it in, literally. All right, guys, so this is exactly why I didn't want to drill a hole through the kayak, because I don't know what I'm really doing, and I messed up. This hole, you can see right there. What the hell? First of all, I just used a Dremel to cut it out. It's not too bad. I think it's a pretty good hole. I mean, it's a little elongated right now because I originally was like, oh, I'm too high. I'm not gonna make it past this lip. So then I drilled down lower, and now it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just getting a little trashy looking for me. I don't want a big gaping hole in my brand new setup. So what I'm gonna do is probably just order a new bucket. I'll probably be in contact with Brian from Native very soon. He's always helping me out with this stuff. And do it the right way with the right bit, which I'll get eventually. Maybe I'll mount the this thing to the bottom of the bucket so it doesn't at least bang around a whole bunch. But, and then this will just be like a through hole for all the wiring for the time being, I guess. We'll see. I'm just gonna mount it like this right now. All right, now that we have the tools, the camera does not seem to, it was overheating. Let's go ahead and try this again. All right, now that we have the appropriate tools, which is a 2 1/8 half-inch drill bit and a 1 1/8. 1 1/8 is for this, the USB. The big one is for the, I'm not even gonna be, I don't even know why I bought this because I can't even use it right now because I drilled the hole in the wrong spot. And then the 1/2 inch is for this right here. While you guys were cooling down, because it was really hot and the camera overheated, hopefully it doesn't again, I went ahead and put on this piece of blue tape and I went ahead and marked about, I don't know, that's about a 1/4 of an inch right there, where the plug is gonna go. I'm gonna drill a hole there and then I'm gonna use the tape to kind of line up what's straight, put a small little hole over here, put my last drill or my last screw in, and then that should be it. So it might be okay to just go ahead and pound in a 1/2 inch drill bit through this, but I kind of don't want to ease it in there. So I'm going to start with a 1/4 and then I'm going to go up to the 1/2 inch. I'm going to just fit this first before I do the grease. But I'm going to pop this on, and then I'm going to use the tape that I laid down to get a good idea where that hole is. I'm going to make sure everything is straight, right? So I'm going to put a tiny little screw right there. And we're going to make sure that we got the appropriate angle. Mother. I'm just going to go ahead and use a little tiny drill bit to get this started. Again, we're making sure we got the right dangle of the angle. All right, now with that out of the way, we take the plastic off, or we take the tape off, right? We gotta put this grease on too. You wanna put this on so that it doesn't corrode probably over time. They give you a pretty good amount, so I'm just gonna put it all over inside that. I got enough for the other half. We can wipe off the excess. Let's get this lined up. You're just gonna put that nice and snug so water can't get in. And then I'm just gonna gently push this on. I'm not gonna try, I mean, honestly, this tape is probably not gonna stick for the long, it's not a smooth surface like the side of your kayak. Like a lot of these are probably, this tape is designed to go on. My main real concern is making sure that this is completely covered. And again, if this is the wrong side, I could just simply take the screw off, pop it off, or if this LED strip ever goes, dies on me, I can easily just replace the strip and not necessarily the whole thing. I would hope so. At least that's what I think they were thinking when they made this. That's why I went with this particular LED system. All right, we're gonna lube this thing up like a ditty party. Just like that. Pull the tape off. This is taking longer than it takes to go fishing, guys. Holy cow. Looks nice and straight, no sag. Screw it in. All right, cool. I think we're done with that one, guys. Nothing else in that box, really. Whoa. 2 mounting screws, a piece of plastic for the mounting plate. And then we have this. It goes to that little doodad. Charger. Okay, cool. And I would assume it's gonna fit. Yeah, there's not gonna be any issues putting it right there. So, get my little new drill bit out. We go through there. And then we put it in like that. All right, those are now on that plate. It's a little teeny weeny bit crooked, but nobody's gonna know. Let's see if everything powers on now. So one should be this. Nice. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is indeed powered on. And then we can go to 2. Those would be our lights. Sweet. We're gonna have to get some night shots of this. That's really neat, guys. Woo! I mean, hell, it's been a long day dealing with this thing, but it's definitely worth it. All right, guys, before we were rudely interrupted last night by the swarm of mosquitoes, we were putting on this cable for the Newport NK180 Pro. Essentially, it's going to run this power cord and the motor controller through this plate with some Yak through-hole wiring kit plates into this plate, or inside the hole out to this plate where the battery compartment is. I have taken off some of the cord management material so that I can thread on these rubbers, these little rubber grommets. I'm using the C. They're all labeled different. Yak says that it is a 1-inch hole saw or spade blade that you can use. I have a 1-inch and 1/8. It doesn't go all the way through. It is like right there on the, I want to believe I'm not going to screw up something. But again, beautiful thing about native stuff, you know, if I screw up this power plate with using the wrong stuff, which I've already done once, I can order a new one, and it didn't do no impact to the kayak. Big important thing when you're putting this thing on, because I have a wire crimper, but I don't really have like a wire crimper built to take these off and put them back on. Put your Yak through-hole plate on first with the facing direction that you need, which is, this is the outside. So it's gonna be up like that in the right position. Now, take your little rubber grommets, apply a little to it, and pop them on. All right, so looks like I'm gonna need a 1/8 drill bit. These aren't self-tapping screws. At least they don't look like it. All right, guys, with that done, we now have it all neatly-ish done up. Comes out the bottom just like that. This one was a little tight. Did not fit. I wanted to keep it as tight through the hole as possible. So what I did was actually, I actually cut the grommet in the side right here and just was able to put it on the wire that way. I don't think you know, when it's pushed back together inside that little through hole piece, it doesn't seem to really matter. But we're gonna go ahead and fish these wires in, and I'll see when it's all buttoned up, cleaned up. All right, guys, some things have obviously changed. We're finished for the most part with this kayak now. I had some stuff going on at the house, some maintenance, routine maintenance done. But we're pretty much done, guys. This is gonna be it. We went ahead and ran the rest of the wires. This is boring stuff anyways. We went ahead and put this, made sure the pulley system for the motor is working. I ran it through the same one that my rudder goes through. I don't think it'll be an issue. Yes, it's the green cable, but the gray cable is been cut for the Titan, not for the hammer, so it's a little bit short. It would like only come up to like back here. I don't really want to be reaching around. We still got to put the stickers on the front. Also, while you were gone, we put the throttle mount for the motor controller, which I'll just show you real quick that it does indeed work. But yeah, look at that clean plumbing. It's a little bit, you know, it's kind of like what it looks like when a first timer does it, but I mean, it works, and I would like to believe it's, turn that on. I'm not gonna run this a whole lot. Probably needs to be underwater to actually work correctly or run smoothly. I love it, man. This battery I'm just leaving out like this, but it'll have to lay on its side. We got it all plumbed in back here to our NK180 Pro. And then we got it run up here to our pulley run up to here. We're gonna go ahead and put the numbers on. I'm not gonna bore you with that, guys. But we're gonna put them above the hammer insignia. I don't really know where else to put them. But we got our USB Type-C and regular USB right here. I got a 10-foot cable coming, so this isn't so tight inside here. Our Nocqua 10 amp hour battery, our Yak Power switch system, and unfortunately, because I got this big old like hole back here, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount this with maybe some PVC like this. For the time being, we have that on, charging the camera on our RAM mounts camera mount, and then we have our nice navigation lights looking clean, sticking real well. This is the kayak. It looks a little, you know, not ready for the glam shots, but once I put it back together, oh yeah, baby. There'll be some B-roll or something like that at the very end. But I appreciate you guys very much. Sorry this video was all over the place. I'm terrible at this stuff. I'm giving up on tutorials after this, I think. Unless you guys want more, let me know in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these stickers on. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for clicking on this video, and see you next time. Adios.